The most misused verse in the Bible isn't only being quoted by unbelievers. It's being used by Christians to stay comfortable. I saw something online the other day. Someone with a massive platform who claims to be a Christian publicly supporting something that directly contradicts Scripture. And the comments were predictable. Judge not. Who are you to say anything? Only God can judge. Just over and over and over. I've seen this over and over. It's not anything new, but I don't know. This just kind of began to resonate in me that this is not just something small. This is widespread. That really this is an ideology among Christians. The phrase judge not has become a get out of confrontation free card. Say it one time and you never have to have a hard conversation again. So, let's go to the verse that everybody quotes. Matthew 7, verse 1. Judge not, that you be not judged. That's the one. That's it. The weaponized verse. But here's what nobody does. They don't keep reading. Verse 3, why do you see the speck in your brother's eye, but you don't see the log in your own eye? And then verse 5, which this is the key, Jesus says, you hypocrites, first deal with the log in your own eye, then you'll see clearly to deal with the speck in your brother's eye. He doesn't say to pretend that you don't see it. He doesn't just say to ignore the speck in your brother's eye, but he says to deal with the mess in your life first. Then you'll see clearly to be able to help your brother. The command is not never judge. The command is judge rightly. And if that's not clear enough, in the same chapter, verse 16, Jesus says, you will know them by their fruits. Jesus literally tells them to make judgments about people's lives based on what they produce. You can't read verse 1 and ignore verse 5 and 16. That's not exegesis. That's cherry picking. And it's not just Matthew 7. Scripture doesn't permit correction. It commands it. Galatians 6, verse 1. Brothers, if anyone is caught in any transgression, you who are spiritual should restore him in a spirit of gentleness. Not if you feel like it, not if it's convenient. Restore him. 1 Corinthians 5:12, Paul says it plain. Is it not those inside the church whom you are to judge? He's not talking about condemnation. He's talking about accountability. There's a clear distinction. Condemnation is pronouncing someone's eternal destiny. That's God's job. Correction is calling a brother back from the edge. That's our job, and we've confused the two. James 5 says to rescue someone who's wandered away from the truth. Matthew 18 gives us the process. If somebody sins against you, go to them privately, then bring witnesses, then bring it before the church. And that's because this isn't about destroying somebody. This is about restoring someone. It's always about restoring. Scripture doesn't say if your brother stumbles to ignore it, to mind your business. It says to go to him and restore him, to bring him back. This isn't about being the theology police. It's about caring enough not to let your brother walk off the cliff in silence. So here's what I think is really going on. Most Christians who say judge not, they're not operating from a place of deep theological conviction. They're avoiding the discomfort of a hard conversation. Silence can feel like love. It can feel like grace. But Proverbs 27:6 tells us, faithful are the wounds of a friend. Profuse are the kisses of an enemy. A friend who tells you what you need to hear, even when it hurts, that's the one that really loves you. The one who tells you what you want to hear, that's kisses from the enemy. We've baptized our discomfort and called it grace. If you watch your brother walk into destruction and say nothing, you're not being gracious. You're being cowardly. And the culture has trained us to believe that disagreement equals hatred. It doesn't. Real love tells the truth, even if it costs you the relationship. Lord knows I've struggled with this, and to be honest, I still do sometimes. I've been the guy who saw something and didn't say anything because I didn't want to have the hard conversations. It was easier. I chose comfort over confrontation. And I've done it more times than I'd like to count. And this isn't a video about how good I am at holding people accountable. It's about how much I don't want to be the guy who watches someone drown and I say, not my business. So the question isn't whether or not we should judge. It's about if we love our fellow Christians enough to tell them the truth, even if it's hard. Even if it cost us a relationship. If this hits you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And let me know in the comments, which side of this have you found yourself on? And if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe. I'm building this channel the same way I'm building my faith. Consistently, honestly, and without pretending like I have it all figured out. I'll see you in the next one.